Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Tuesday night, and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. Um, Happy to see you guys. It's been a little while. I think. Oh, never mind. I did do one last Thursday, but yeah, I'm ready to jump into it. If you're wondering what we're working on tonight, so I've been doing like a lot of monochromatic pictures. You know, over the last year or so, and I've been wanting to experiment with some color. I did a horse a little while back that was kind of cool, like just a bunch of different random colors that you wouldn't normally see in a horse. So I kind of wanted to experiment with color again, but this time with a bear. I've only done like one bear before, so I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but I think it'll be fun. Yeah, so I'm just going to jump right into it if that's cool with you guys. Um, Hopefully, you guys are doing well. A couple people in the room already. We got Kid in the room. We got Larry in the room. I'm ready to get started. As you can see, I've already kind of sketched out where the bear might be, and I think this is a pretty good composition for him. I kind of have like a. This is going to be like the face here, and then there's like this massive like body here. So like this is a grizzly bear, by the way. It's not one of those like little tiny bears. This is going to be one of those that you see out there in Yellowstone or something like that. And then he's like playing with this log here. I kind of thought that would be kind of cool to include as well. Again, I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out because I'm experimenting with colors. Like I might screw up the colors or something like that. But I figured it'd be fun to experiment with. Oh, I forgot to turn on the light here. There we go. Now you can see. Um, yeah, so like these are the colors. They're kind of like rainbowy or something like that. But I got some pinks in here. I got some blues. I got some oranges and some yellows. So taste the rainbow. It's the Skittles bear. No, Tom's in the house and Kevin's in the house eating chicken wings. You guys always talking about food. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the white because I want to kind of figure out where all the highlighted areas of this bear might be. Um, so I'm going to start with the white. But hopefully you guys have been having a good week so far. Mine's been kind of busy, just coming off of a pretty fun, relaxed weekend. I went to that horse show I was talking about on Thursday. Got a lot of great pictures and videos. I'm definitely going to be drawing something from that, so you guys can expect a video from that in the next couple of days. But haven't had the chance to put one together yet. I finally got around to doing my one about the bottles, so that's up now. But I don't know. I've just been really busy lately, but I'm always finding time to draw. That's what matters. Always finding time to hang out with you guys. But yeah, so like I think this is gonna look pretty cool if I can pick the right colors and stuff like that. Hopefully it matches what I have in my mind. I have something pretty cool in my mind. Don't comment with your mouth full. Kevin has sticky fingers. Well, it depends on what kind of chicken wings. Like if they're the kind from Buffalo Wild Wings, like the honey sauced ones or teriyaki, those would definitely be sticky. Oh yeah, blackened chicken Alfredo. I love that stuff. I mentioned Zatarain's. I don't know if I spelled it right, but that's my go-to brand for anything Cajun. I love blackened chicken. You know, I love their jambalaya. I love basically anything from Zatarain's. So I think his nose is going to be pretty white. And then I think I might introduce some yellow as well, but I don't know how that's going to translate to on camera. But the rest of them I want to be kind of colorful. Cajun Ranch. See, you guys eventually start talking about food, but you guys are starting a little bit early. I'm gonna have to jump off earlier to go get something to eat. Seriously, every time I do this stream, I end up having to eat afterwards because you guys are always talking about food. I mean, not that it's a bad thing or whatever. I'm just saying it's like a Pavlov response. You guys start talking about food, I'm just like, man, I get hungry. Chicken wings sounds good too. Tuesdays, I like tacos, but I don't always have tacos. I always end up seeming to like gravitate towards pizza on Tuesdays. I don't want to overdo it with the white. I want the white to be used sparingly because I really I want to break away from my white and black pictures that I do and kind of like do a little bit something more interesting. Not that my black and white pictures aren't cool. I think they are. I think they always come out looking nice. But I kind of want to break the mold a little bit. Cajun Ranch is your favorite for wings. I'm trying to think. There is a my go-to is the teriyaki. Like I love teriyaki. I know it's kind of plain, like a bit boring compared to some of the other more exotic stuff they have. But I really like their teriyaki. I'm talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. But I really like their teriyaki. And then when I want something a little bit spicy, I like their Asian zing. And then there's a couple that I just try every now and then. I don't remember all their names. They have some as specials that they don't have like all the time. And the one I'm thinking of is chicken and waffles. Like chicken and waffles. Um, I don't think that they have that sauce like all the time. I think it was just like a one-time deal. Maybe they bring it back every now and then. It's been a while since I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings, but that is amazing. I love that. It's got the perfect kind of syrupy taste to it, and then of course you already have the chicken. That's the best. It's not very spicy though. Like I like when I go for buffalo wings, I like actual traditional buffalo wings where they got some heat to them. I love the taste of buffalo sauce. In fact, I put buffalo sauce on everything. I usually buy a bottle of buffalo sauce and just put it on like my sandwiches. I put it. I'll put it on pizza. Like I'll go to the store and buy like a cheese pizza and get some buffalo sauce and like some canned chicken. Canned chicken is like not that great, but if you cook it, like if you actually put it on a pizza and stuff, it comes out like almost like chicken jerky, and it's pretty good, especially when you add buffalo sauce to it. So that's my little secret recipe for you guys. Get some buffalo sauce, get some canned chicken, and get just a cheese pizza. And the reason why you get a cheese pizza is because it's got the best cheese on it. Like you can buy cardboard pizza, as I call it. I don't know what you guys call it, but you can buy cardboard pizza that has like buffalo chicken already on it and stuff, but you're not going to get that really good cheese. So get the cheese pizza, add the chicken and the buffalo sauce to it. Little pro tip from your artist friend on how to eat proper chicken, proper cheap chicken. Yeah, it's like yeah, he goes by Hader, Haider. I saw him say that on some other channel. Apparently, in his culture, like the second name or something is their first name, or I don't know how it works. But I had a I had a friend from India where it was the same thing. Like the first name is like their surname. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up on things that I don't know anything about, like especially cultural things. I don't want to mess it up. But yeah, I think his he goes by Hater. It's a cool name. I wish I had a cool name. Jeremy's kind of boring. I mean, that's starting to look like a little snout. Like I said, I don't want to dwell too much on the white though. So I'm going to put the white to the side so that I don't abuse it. I'm going to put that up there, and then I'm going to try to introduce some color. So again, this may or may not show up well on camera, but this is yellow, and I kind of want to hit the sides of it with the yellow. And for those of you guys who are um, there's a lot of lurkers on the show. Like, there's you guys who chime in and stuff like that. I call you guys the regulars. So I need a name for you guys, like a cute little name that I can call you guys. But I call you guys the regulars, like the peeps. The peeps show up in the stream, and you guys talk and chat with me and stuff like that, which is cool. I love the peeps. And then there's like some lurkers, and I know there's lurkers too because like there's like one, two, three, four, five chatters in here, but there's more actual watchers. So, um, Hader's in the house. Yeah, so it's Syed Haider Abbas Nakvi. I probably pronounced that all wrong, but he goes by Hader. We were talking about you a moment ago about like how you always cook dinner during these things. But yeah, um, I'll let him explain how that works. Again, I don't want to mess it up. But I had a friend, I've had a couple of friends from sort of the Middle Eastern region. I don't know, is India counted as the Middle East? I'm not sure. But I've had some Indian friends over the years. Um, and I had like way back in like high school, I had one friend that was from Pakistan, and he's pretty cool. But I don't know, like I live in Kentucky now. There's not like a lot of variety of people out here now. It's all just a bunch of rednecks. But that's okay. That's okay. I travel to go see interesting people. All right. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to move into getting some blues in here. Sorry, in the forehead, just because I want to see how that looks on camera. It kind of looks white, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, it's probably hard to see the difference, but maybe some of these will end up. Oh, okay, your dad's from Pakistan. Gotcha. Yeah. We always just called him Imran. I don't know if that was his first name or his last name. My friend from high school. Um, and then I had a friend, in school. He was from India. I think he was from India. But his name was Narav Kumar Shaw, and we just called him Nino. Like I don't know how he ended up with that nickname, but we just called him Nino. Like usually when somebody has like a long name, like it's no disrespect to them or whatever, but I gotta shorten it up a little bit with the nickname or something, just out of convenience. Like I feel like Jeremy is too much. That's just too many syllables. You can just call me Germ or Dork. His kid, I guess kid got a seems to enjoy that I call myself a dork. I call myself a dork all the time. I am a dork. I believe in truth in advertising. I mean, what you see is what you get. I'm a dork. Um, I have no problem admitting to that. I am a dork. I do dork things. I do dork things, dorky like, dorkily, dorkacious. I don't know. But yeah, I'm a dork. I'm into dork things. I do things kind of, yeah, dorky. Just call me dork. Just call me dork. There you go. But yeah, like, I don't know. I used to have a T-shirt that said "dork" on it. I would wear that thing all the time. Truth in advertising laws being what they are and everything. Yeah, so yeah, okay. It kind of looks a little blue. I was hoping that it would show up on camera. Sometimes these things do, sometimes they don't. So in there, this is why I want. And so this is all experimental. It's not like I drew a bear beforehand. Um, so I don't know how these colors will work on camera. So this is a darker blue. I just want to see if that works. Basically, I'm kind of feeling out some of these different values in the fur. Oh, that's really bright. I like that. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to use more of that. So let me get some, now that I know how this will look. That looks cool. I love this blue on here. I'm going to have to remember that this particular blue for this, for black. You never know how something's going to look. Well, really what I need is like another sheet of black over here that I can practice these pencils on. That's probably a good tip for people who are out there. You know, I like to throw out tips and stuff for other people who draw. Sometimes people come in and they watch this show because they like to draw. Um, so I like to throw out tips for them because, you know, I watch people's videos for like the tutorials and stuff like that. So I appreciate it when I see it. So I like like this blue. So a tip would be to maybe like if you're working on black paper, keep a sheet of black paper next to it, so that you can kind of try these things out. Now, it's one of those do as I say, don't do as I do. Like I like to experiment, so I'm just going to do whatever. But I do think that that's probably a good idea, so that you can practice with the thing before you mess up your picture. Every now and then, I'll do like a little mark over here, like just to see how it goes, and then kind of rub it out. I mean, these are pastels. They're easy to like erase. I haven't been working with pastels a lot that much lately, and the reason why is because like I'm a little nervous about creating artwork in pastels because like say I really like this picture and I wanted to preserve it. I've tried some fixative on pastels and it never really works out right. Um, I think what I need to do is just kind of like not spray fixative on it or find it or keep experimenting with different fixatives until I find one that I like. I love working with pastels. I just, I want to be able to like ship these things out if people are interested in them or something. And I don't think that that works very well for what I want. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, but as the dork. Yeah. I mean, there's no shame in being a dork. There's worse things to be than a dork. All right, so now I'm coming back with the light blue to kind of get these tips. So this is all dark underneath his chin area, and but at the edges it kind of catches the light. It's kind of shining from behind him. I mean, there's not like a lot of light, but you create that separation between the background. And I don't think I'm going to do like a lot of blending of this. I might do a little bit here and there and stuff, but I'm going to leave a lot of this stuff as like, kind of sketched. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of want to have this kind of light catching his fur showing through. I mean, it could be I don't know. I say his fur, but it could be a female bear, like a mama grizzly. I don't know. How do you tell the difference? Just by looking at it. I guess you can't tell. Actually, I don't know if you can tell. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Somebody let me know. Can you tell the gender of a grizzly bear just by seeing it? If I saw this grizzly bear out there in the woods, I'm not going to wait around to ask. I'm gone. I am not messing with no bear. I don't even know what the protocol is for if you encounter a bear. Do you run? Do you not run? You give up? Just accept your fate? I don't know. I think it's pretty much just accept your fate. I think this guy needs to come down a little bit. Trying to figure out where his lips would go in relation to his nostrils. Or his nose. Bring this back around. He's a little smiley bear. Happy bear. Let me go back to my yellow. Oh, Grizzly Adams was good. I remember that. He's a meme now. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember like so. I remember of these things, right? Like I remember that there was a show called Grizzly Adams, and I probably am of the age of where I saw it once or twice, but I can't remember anything about it. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was a documentary and not like a fictional show or anything like that, or like a story type deal. That's my assumption, but yeah, I remember that there was a show like there's a lot of things back in the day that they don't have now. There was I remember back when they used to have a Disney Sunday movie, and I don't remember exactly what all that was shown. I remember Tinkerbell doing the opening thing where she would like bop the castle and it would like all light up with fireworks and stuff like that. But I think that's back when they used to do like the Kurt Russell, like Swiss Family Robinson kind of like show. All the stuff you see on Disney Plus now, but back when it originally came out, like the Apple Dumpling Gang, things like that. I remember some of that. I remember that we would all like pile in front of the TV on Sunday nights. I think it was 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock on Sundays. And I'm definitely old enough to remember Saturday morning cartoons. Those were the those were the best. I'm kind of living like in nostalgia now because of that X-Men '97 animated series. I used to watch that like on Saturday mornings and stuff growing up. That's the best. I'm glad that they are remaking that, and it's so good. Like I know that not all most of you guys probably aren't into like Marvel comics and stuff like that, but if you are, X-Men '97 is the best. Growing Up Grizzly is a great documentary. It's about a guy that lives in and trains with grizzly bears for the movies. Nice. That's cool. Larry says, I'm not going to get close enough to sex a bear. It's not like it's an alligator. Yeah, I'm not going to ask it. I mean, regardless of what gender it is, it wants to eat me, right? So, like, I'm not going to stop and ask it, like, yeah, are you a female grizzly before you eat me? I'm just double checking. No, I'm not gonna get that close. Never run from either bear. Fight a black bear or lay on stomach with a brown bear. I'm just gonna get eaten by the bear. I mean, like, let's be honest here. Like, I know that there are things that you can do if you encounter a bear, but as far as I'm concerned, if I happen upon a bear and it's close enough to maul me, I'm done. That's it for me. I just, my all I can do is hope that he's had like some other tourist first, so that he's not gonna eat all of me. But no, I would never get close enough to a bear where I'd have to deal with it. I guess you really don't have a choice. Like if you're out hiking in the woods, which is something I would do, like you might encounter a bear. I have never seen a bear in the wild, like even from a distance or anything. I think I've seen them in zoos, but I've never seen them in the wild. Newman Sagewalker. If it's black, stay back. If it's brown, stay down. If white, good night. Ah, I like that. That's really good. If I'm ever in the circumstance where I see a white bear, um, yeah, I hope I'm in the Arctic because like that would be very strange if you just suddenly like walking around like in Kentucky or something like that and you see like a polar bear. That'd be odd. Yeah, so like what I like about these colors is it doesn't. So obviously this bear is like brown. It's a grizzly bear, right? So like it's brown in real life, but as long as you use the appropriate gradation of color here, like starting with really bright up here, moving into like the darker blue, it doesn't have to be brown. I mean, you can still create a really cool picture. That's what I like about this. That's what this and the horse I did. That's the experiment here. Is can you substitute colors and still make it look realistic? And I think you can. Obviously. Hey MJ in the house. How was the horse show? Great question. I had a lot of fun. It was awesome. Um, I got a lot of video and I got some pictures. I'm going to put them together into a video for you guys. But I want to like draw a picture to go along with it. Because like, I mean, it's just so cool to see these horses jumping in the air. Basically you have like I don't know how much horses weigh, but in my mind it's like a ton, right? So like these horses weigh a ton and yet they're flying in air. Like literally, I've got pictures of them like suspended in air, like nothing's touching the ground. That is amazing to me. So I'm gonna put this stuff together in a video for you guys, and I'm gonna draw or paint. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. A horse doing what these horses were doing, which is flying, as far as I can tell. Yep, these flying horses. Um, and it really does look like it. So I was I was able to catch a couple of the horses going over the big jumps, and I got those on videos. And then also there was this like little show jumping segment. I didn't go out for the third day, which is like so. Sorry, I should probably explain how eventing works. Between 1,000 and 1,200 pounds. There you go. So they're heavy, right? So you have to have some pretty powerful like leg muscles to like catapult you into the air like these horses do. For those of you guys who have never seen a horse show, like where these horses are jumping and stuff like that, you're in for a treat when I put this video out there because it is really phenomenal. Like before moving to Kentucky, I really didn't have a big interest in horses. Like I don't know, like I could never afford horses or I wasn't around them growing up. I rode horses a little bit in Boy Scouts and stuff like that, but it's not like I went out of my way to be around horses and stuff. But having been in Kentucky all these years and watching these horses compete, it is truly phenomenal. It is really cool. So if you guys have never seen that, you're in for a treat to see these things. But the way eventing works, which is the discipline that these guys and what that was going on at this particular horse show, and it's one of the big horse shows. Like this one, I think Kevin said there were 15 different countries there. I think 9 of them competing for the Olympics to go to the Olympics. Um, Kevin can correct me if I'm wrong. He's the expert. But yeah, I think there was like a bunch of different countries there and stuff like that, and that's kind of cool too. To be part of that. Um, but anyway, so the discipline is called eventing, and it actually consists of 3 separate sub-disciplines, I guess. I don't know what they would be called. But you have dressage, which is the yeah, I do need a horse. Yeah, MJ, give me a horse. Send me a horse. Um, but yeah, so eventing consists of dressage, which is the uh, dressage literally means the discipline. It's like it goes back to the old days of like where horses were used in the military for like military training and stuff like that, where they'd have to perform drills and things like that. I don't claim to know very much about dressage and how it works and how it's scored or anything like that, but it's basically the poise and all of that goes along with the horses and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to dressage, but it is pretty interesting, especially the freestyle side of dressage. But anyway, that's part of it. So they do that on day one, and I think day two, but um, that goes into the cross country portion of the eventing, which is where I was at over the weekend. That's where you're out in the big field and they have those big oh yay, MJ's gonna email me a horse. Nice. Um, Sweet. Yeah. I mean, that'll make my week. But yes. So yeah, so the cross country portion of the eventing is really, really cool because that's where they're out in the field, running around the field, jumping over these gigantic obstacles and stuff like that. That's a really interesting thing. And plus, it's just a nice day out. The weather was great and everything like that. There was, I want to say, thousands of people out there, at least hundreds. And it's just a good time that everybody comes out and there's like tailgating and things like that. A lot of walking, good exercise. Um, but anyway, so it's just basically like being outdoors. It's how I imagine the Masters would be for like golf and things like that. I don't know much about golf, but anyway, so that's on Saturday, and then Sunday is the show jumping side of it, and that's in like the ring. I wasn't there for Sunday, but I did catch a separate little um competition that involved show jumping, so I did get a little bit of video for that. But anyway, I'm gonna put all that video together, and I'm gonna make a drawing or a painting from it or something like that. It's just a good excuse to draw some more horses, which I love. But these I'm gonna endeavor to do these horses jumping because like I think that's important. So my artwork will be the horses jumping instead of just like a face or something like I usually do. It's going to be cool. Hey, Rum Dog's in the house. Neat. Oh yeah. So the 5-star track. Oh, let's see. In the yeah, he's filling in the blanks here. Oh, because the can's in the house too. Um, yeah. So listen to Kevin. He's the expert on this stuff. He's like I worked in the horse sports industry, but just as a software developer. So like my sole experience with the horses was all through like osmosis. So like I was picking up stuff that other people said. I never really became an expert on it. I'm more like websites and databases and things like that. Um, so everything I know about horses is all learned from listening to others who are really passionate about horses and stuff like that. Talk about them over the years, and a lot of that was rubbed off. Certainly, the appreciation for horses has rubbed off on me, but the actual knowledge, um, yeah, I'm still missing some of that stuff. But definitely, Cavan's an expert on that. I know some other people. Like if you guys are interested in stuff, we can maybe do a show just talking about horses sometime. Get some guests on here. That'd be kind of cool. I could do that. I think I could do was it StreamYard? I could do a StreamYard or something like that where I have other people come in as guests and kind of talk about whatever I'm drawing. That'd be kind of cool. Like have a grizzly bear expert come on and talk about grizzly bears while I'm drawing a grizzly bear. How do I do that? I need to find some experts. Anyway, I'll figure that out. Anyway, MJ says, Jeremy, did you hear about the dude who kicked the buffalo at Yellowstone? Yes. Guess who won? The buffalo. The law. Because I think that guy got arrested too. I was going to ask which one of you guys did that. Like, which one of you guys? Uh, there's a website I saw like when I heard about that. I think I heard about that news this morning actually. But anyway, there was a website talking about it, and they were saying this kicks off the crazy tourist season, and they were like, who's going to win? Is it going to stop with this guy, or is it going to be that like somebody's going to surpass him in the craziness? Because like each year, it's just nuts. Last year there was a tourist who literally moved a river. Like they dug up a river and moved it so that they could get their boat into some narrow area or something like that. Like they literally altered how the water went in this particular park. It's just nuts. Like people are crazy. People are like, well, I can't get my boat through here, so I'm just gonna move the river. It's nuts. But yeah, you don't mess with the bear. Don't mess with the bear. Like if you see a bear out there, just leave it be. Same with buffalo. Same with any kind of wildlife. Like the moose. Like mooses, like you see them, and they look like big cows, and you're like, oh, it's just a cow. Like I can go up and pet this thing. No, don't mess with those guys. Don't mess with anything wild. Like I don't even like to stand next to horses. Like I was out at the horse park this weekend, and they had mounted people all over the place, like stewards and the park police were there on the horses and stuff like that. I steered clear of them. I gave them a wide berth just because I don't want to get kicked in the face. Somebody, somebody who would know, told me once that horses can kick sideways, and ever since I he told me that, I have like been paranoid around horses. Yeah, leave the animals alone. Newman Sage Walker says, I have 8 Fred Bear bows, all the Kodiaks from the 1959 to 1967, one half Super Kodiak, plus a custom Bruin from Wisconsin and Aspen Elite made in Hamilton, Montana, near Lolo Hot Springs. That's cool. Hey, Rome. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm liking how this is looking. I know it's a bit tedious. I'm trying to get all the little fur pieces in here, but I think it's coming along. He's he's coming along in color. Like, will be interesting to see how much of the color actually stands out and how white it looks. Like if it actually comes through as colorful or not. I think it will. Because like I've also got some I'm just trying to get the shape of the bear in there first. But I also have some other accent colors. You know how I am with accent colors. I really like to uh choose one color at least to kind of punch things up that's kind of works with the other colors. I'm still learning color theory. Like I get the gist, right? I get that some colors work well together, some clash, and so on. I get that, and I feel like I just kind of have a natural intuitiveness on what colors to work with. I seem to work with the same basic color palette a lot, so it's my comfort zone. Um, but I would like to learn more. I would like to branch out and pick up some other palettes to use, and that's one of my goals this year. Actually, I'm going to work more in color, which is odd because like I spent so much time doing all those coffee paintings and stuff, but sometime this year I will be painting other things. Maybe I'll start with the horse. Pastel is looking good, cool. Reminds me of watching my mom draw. Oh, thank you. That's cool. I'll take that as a compliment. I appreciate it. Hopefully your mom draws well. Like, if your mom doesn't draw well and stuff, well, I'll still take it as a compliment, but it's a little bit different. I'm just kidding. I appreciate it. I've always loved pastels. I will work with pencils and actually sometimes I shouldn't say that like I prefer one thing over another. Sometimes I really do like working with graphite pencils. Um, Oftentimes I work with charcoal just because they're so versatile and so easy to use. I think that I probably work with charcoal the most, but honestly, I've always loved pastels, and I've only recently started working with pastel pencils. I like the big chunky chalk pieces. The only problem is I've got a pretty decent set of pastel pencils, and I've got a limited amount of the pastel chunks or the blocks or whatever you call them, the square pastels. And if I had more of those, which I'll probably get some at some point, I just haven't gotten around to it. I'll you'll see me working with the squares a lot more. But for something like this, where you're dealing with hairs and stuff like that, I mean, it makes sense to do pencils. I think the further I get away from the bear's head, I'll be able to like kind of loosen things up and use bigger strokes. But through here, it really is almost like stipple art. But bears have fur. If you didn't want to do this kind of stipple art, you shouldn't draw a bear. You should do like some kind of smooth-haired animal like a horse. Oh, there was this pretty shaggy looking horse. I don't know what kind it was. But oh, it's beautiful. Kind of had like a little bit longer hair. I want to say it was like I don't know, it was some sort of pony. I'm not very good with the different breeds and stuff. I mean, there's some I recognize, like thoroughbreds, obviously. Clydesdales. Everybody knows what the Clydesdales look like. Oh, Larry's gone to get more food. Newman Sagewalker says, I really like shooting my bows. I was out kayaking on Sunday, and there was a guy shooting bows in the water to fish. Um, I that's the first time I ever seen it. So like I mean it makes sense, like bows shoot arrows pretty fast. And I think somewhere in the back of my mind I knew that people do go fishing with bows, but it was the first time I ever saw it. And I thought it was kind of neat. I thought maybe he was out there the place where I go kayaking most often, they have these gigantic snapping turtles. So I thought he was out hunting turtles, but no, he was fishing. He said he was out there fishing for carp or something like that to kind of, you know, clean up like an invasive species. I don't know much about it. I'm just repeating what he was saying, and I thought that was kind of cool. Fishing with a bow and arrow. I like that. That'd be kind of cool. Crossbows for deer hunting. I should share with you guys the PVC pipe bows that we made one time. A friend of mine at work had the idea that we could make bows out of PVC pipes, and sure enough, we did. And mine was pretty cool. It was like a recurve bow. Like I actually did some sculpting on it to get it. I don't know, kind of looking pretty badass. It was a short bow, but it had like the curve on it and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Made out of PVC pipe. Kind of looked like a ninja bow to me. They crossbow fish for Asian carp down in Western Kentucky a lot. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean this guy. So like, I don't know if it was a reusable arrow. It was definitely a bow. It wasn't a crossbow. Um, I don't know if it was a reusable arrow, but I saw it. We were kayaking, so he was a little bit of a distance away. But I could kind of see that it kind of had a special hook on the end, or like a barb on the end instead of like, I don't know, like a traditional arrow. I don't do like a lot of bow, hunting or any of that. I mean, I've gone out and shot a bow and arrow, but it's always been like the little bullet looking tip or something like that. I know that there's a bunch of crazy like razor blade looking tips and things like that. I've never participated with any of that. I would never go hunting myself. Like I get that it's something that other people are into and stuff like that. But for me, if I ever did go hunting, like my dad's gone hunting, I think my brothers have gone hunting with them and stuff like that. It's just tough for me because like I don't know, it's just not me. But if I ever went hunting, it would probably be with like a camera or something like that. I think that would be cool. Like I always pictured myself like learning all the skills of a hunter, like how to move quietly and how to like not disturb the animal, how to like, sneak up on it and everything. But then, I'd pop out with a camera and be like, geez, which would totally defeat the purpose. But no judgments against people who do hunt. I realize that like, eating is a something we all have to do. And everybody's food comes from somewhere. But for me, um, I don't know. Like I just can't do it. I accidentally killed a bird the other day by accident, like driving down the road. Like you drive down the road and a bird will fly out in front of your car and stuff like that. Usually they fly out in your car, in front of your car, and you just barely miss them, and you're like, oh man, wow, that stupid bird, right? But this time, for some reason, it didn't do like all the other birds in my life. Like this one actually collided with my car, and I felt so bad. So that's where I'm at. I feel bad over things like that, but that's just me. Like I feel terrible that that bird died, but I don't know. What can you do? Oh, Rum Dog has a PVC or PV no PVC pipe bow. Cool. Yeah, I've got pictures of it around here somewhere. I'll have to share it with you guys. It is really cool. Oh, we just made it for target practice. I want to say I was pretty good at shooting a bow, but maybe that's just me misremembering. It's been a little while. I don't think I was all that good. I think I think I always shot over or under or something like that. I don't think I was very good at it. I think anytime I actually hit the target, it was by accident, like that bird. Newman Sagewalker says I have a Zebco 808 reel on a polar bear 1964 shoot carp with it. I use fiberglass arrow. That's cool. I'm going to pretend to know what you're talking about and say that is awesome. Um, I assume all that is your bow. I like the technical details there, but I don't know. Like, don't know. So, my guess is that, oh, MJ says at least it wasn't a deer. Yeah. Like I've seen deers run into cars and stuff like that. I've been fortunate enough not to have that happen to me, but it happened to my dad and stuff, and it totally wrecked the car. So yeah, happy it's not a deer. I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for the bird. The bird's just flying around, probably happy, you know, doing bird things. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and pick up some worms. I'll be back. Gonna pick up some worms for dinner for everybody. Nope, never made it home. My fault. I mean, I'm kind of joking about it, but I do feel bad. Poor little bird. I like birds. I would love to have a pet bird. Can't have a pet bird because animals in the house, particularly the cat. Um, but I like when birds fly around. They're so cute, doing bird things. Somebody mentioned who was that in here? Talking about, oh, it was Hater, I think. Talking about getting a parrot. I would love to have a parrot. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I love birds. But I don't know. They because they can. Yes, yes. I mean, I don't think it's murder. It's an accident, like involuntary murder, if that's the thing. But I mean, it's just I don't even know if it was a cute bird. It happened so fast. It's not like I stuck around to see what became of the bird, but I felt kind of bad about it. I'll uh I'll put out more bird food to make up for it this winter. It's kind of funny because like this winter I actually had well my dad set it up, but I was enjoying watching these birds eat at this restaurant basically in my front yard. Had two bird feeders out there. It's been basically the happening hotspot for all the birds to come and meet up because like there were birds everywhere um, over the winter in my front yard, and there were some big birds that kind of were bullies to the little birds. That was a little disconcerting, chasing off the little birds. But I like birds. Birds are great. I'm in no way happy with what happened to that bird. All right, so I think over here I'm going to switch it up a bit and go with some greens. Maybe get some greens going up here as well. Because there is this ridge across that I kind of want to get in here, but I wasn't sure. It's almost like drawing grass, like there's these little tufts of fur. It's like drawing astroturf. All right, anyway. Um, so this kind of comes down. Trying to make this go a little bit quicker. We're only an hour into this, so that's good. Yeah, parrots are a long-term commitment. I think they oh, Kevin sent me a bow. I can't show it because I'm actually using the my phone is the camera, the overhead camera, so I can't really show it. But oh yeah, so okay, cool. So you still have that picture, neat. Yeah, you were in on that too, weren't you, Kevin? I think you made a bow. Oh wait, maybe you didn't. Maybe it was just me, Ian, and Jamie. You were there watching though. I think we let you shoot our bows. Yeah, get a little bit of green going over here. I know it kind of looks like subtle changes in color and stuff. But I like kind of I'm gonna call it subverting expectations of color. How's that for a mouthful? I like subverting expectations of color on drawing animals. It's not like I invented this. Other people do it and probably do it a lot better than me. But I still think it's kind of cool when you take a bear that's supposed to be brown and you kind of put in some greens and some blues. You know, you can still call it realistic if you kind of say he's reflecting lights around him and he's like in this neon cage or something. Um, but to me, you know, I like the idea that this is his actual fur color, that he really does have green fur and blue fur and things like that. But anyway, like I said, I'm not the first person to do this, but I still think it's kind of cool. And especially on black paper. I know that the horse I did was kind of on brown paper, and I think it turned out pretty cool. But for this guy, I wanted kind of some a lot of shadow in there and stuff. My favorite bird is a kingfisher. I'm trying to remember what that one looks like. I'm not sure if I have a favorite bird. Obviously, it wasn't that one I ran over with my car. Gotta make jokes. Come on. Um, no, I think my favorite bird. I also have a parrot just because they're cool and they talk and stuff. Like I like the little flitty birds, the ones that just kind of flit around, like a finch or something like that, or not a hummingbird. Hummingbirds, they're kind of hummingbirds are like the the crackheads of birds, right? Hummingbirds, they just seem like they're on they're on something. Um, Otherwise, they would be super cute, and they're kind of pretty, I guess, if they'll sit still long enough. But um, I like finches. Like yeah, if I was able to have a bird, it would probably be a finch, like a little small bird and stuff. That's so frustrating because I can't have one. Um, but that's probably what I would want. Whenever I go to the pet store and they have the birds there, that's the ones that I like. The ones that just like kind of flitting about, doing little birdie things, like just being cool. I think I went too far in on that. I need to bring that back out. There you go. Fix that up a little bit. Expand that face out. So you see how I'm varying the colors, right? So like I could be doing, so I'm doing green over here, I'm doing this kind of yellow here because it's catching the sun. I think it's, I think that kind of is part of the process is to kind of vary up the color. And then sometimes, you know, I just randomly vary up the color. Like I want to use blue for some reason now. So I'm going to use some blue up in here. Bob Ross would say, happy little blues. You know, it's your world. You can do whatever you want. Everything I know about hosting a YouTube show comes from Bob Ross. I just love Bob Ross. I could watch Bob Ross like, you know, today as an adult and, you know, like even though like Bob Ross always did the same type of picture every time, right? So like, you know, there's a particular style that Bob Ross did. And if you watched every single episode of his show, you probably would get kind of bored with that style eventually. Um, but you would never get bored of Bob Ross. Just that personality he had was so cool. I'm pretty sure he was high most of the time too. Pretty sure. I don't know if that's. I could probably look that up. So I feel like this eye came down just a little bit low. So let me touch that up. There you go. Hey, Mama Q. Hey, welcome back, Larry. Jerry, not only are you an incredibly talented artist who excels in various mediums, but you also possess a remarkable skill in voiceover. I recently watched your latest video. Thank you, I appreciate that. I disagree, but I appreciate you saying that. Um, I don't know. I don't like my voice. Nobody likes their voice, but I really don't like my voice. You know, but it's the only voice I got, so use it. Yeah, I've been wanting to get that video out there for the longest. I wanted to talk about those bottles and then kind of put it to bed. Like I'm kind of done talking about those bottles now. But I love how they turned out. I had the videos of when I went down to the place and got to see all of them, and I really like how they turned out. The auction does end May 6th, which I think is Monday, Sunday, something like that. Um, one of these days, coming up soon. So, you know, if go and check out the bottles if there's any that you're interested in. Uh, Now's the time. If you want to bid on mine, you'll probably get into a bidding war because I do have a little bit of spare change that was donated by a very, very generous viewer that I am going to slap on my bottle as soon as I find out if that's the lowest it's going to go. Because they did drop the price. So it was, it started off at like $250 for like a opening bid. And it's down to like 150, I think. So if it stays at 150, I'll probably put in a bid for that amount. And then if nobody else bids, like I guess that's it. Um, but yeah, so but like who knows? You know, maybe they might drop it again. So I'm playing the long game here. I'm going to wait and maximize the and then I'll have to I guess figure out what to do with that bottle. I probably won't drink it unless you guys make me. I feel like it's your guys' bottle, you know, like you guys bought it. There's some way to ship it to you. I probably will. I like this bear. He's so cute. How you doing, Mama Q? What's the stuff you spray on pastels to set the image? That's a great question. That is called fixative. And I've had I've had some success with fixative, and and sometimes you know it's just a big pain in the butt. So notoriously fixative. So workable fixative is great because workable fixative gives you a tooth to the paper that you can continue adding layers on, right? So like, you know, when working with pastels, I don't know how many layers I'm putting in this, but generally you want like at least 3 layers of pastel, uh, and it sits in the tooth of the paper. Um, so eventually, the more layers that you add, you'll run out of tooth that you can fill with these pastels. And then there's other reasons why you might want to fix it as well. So like you might want to like take some dark color or something, put that down, and then use fixatives to lock that in so that you can use lighter colors above it. But anyway, that's workable fixative, and I like workable fixative for that purpose. Now, when you're done with the picture, this is what I've been complaining about. And I was actually complaining about it earlier in the show. Um, when you're done with the picture, theoretically, you're supposed to use the fixative to lock it in so that you can like, I don't know, run your hand across it without smearing it. I haven't had much success with that. It ends up changing the colors of it, making it look a little bit dull. I'm not too happy with it. Um, so I think I'm going to look for alternatives in the future to doing that, like just kind of maybe I don't know, maybe just frame it out of the box or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to have to explore how to do that, but I do like working with pastels. So I'm going to have to figure it out. You want the bear? Let's go. Let's see. Um, I think I want some white area over here. Let's see. I think I had a lighter green. I don't know if I want to go with that green. I'm going to introduce. Uh, All right, so I'm going to do a risky maneuver here. I am going to introduce a bold new color, pink. And I'm just going to use it along this side here. See how that goes. Yeah, that definitely looks pink. All right, and I will use this a little bit. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, I feel good about this. I was a little worried about using pink, but I like how this is looking. So introduce some pink over here just for some variation. We're doing on time. I gotta keep track of time. Sometimes I lose track of time. I appreciate you guys being so generous with your time. I know that like I mean I say this every now and then, but I forget sometimes to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys. Um, that you guys spend even like 15 minutes with me on a weekday and stuff. I know there's like a million different other things that you guys can be doing, so I super appreciate it. Especially when things don't go well, like I kind of feel like, oh man, I wasted their time with this shitty drawing. I try to like um I try to do decent drawings as best I can just so that you guys don't feel like you wasted your time. Mama Q says, I'm busier than a one-arm paper hanger this week. College grad on Saturday. Stopped in to check out the barrel while I eat a quick pizza dinner and then back to grad celebration prep. Hey, Mama Q, I appreciate you stopping in. Any time that you want to spend with us is our honor. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So like I feel like I've just been super busy the last couple of months. Like it has been a real challenge. I want to say since February to find time. Like this is really the highlight of my week because like the rest of the time I'm just so busy trying to get things done, trying to make everything work, and it's just tough, you know. Like I feel the crunch. Like I don't hang out in Discord as much as I used to, and it's just because I don't really have the time. I try to make time and pop in every now and then and stuff, but you know, just just hanging out and chatting for a couple of hours and stuff. I don't really have the luxury right now. It kind of sucks, but it's all good though. It's good stuff. It's not like I'm being unproductive with my time. It's time well spent between the art and between like you know professional projects and things like that. It's all time well spent. Every now and then I'll sneak away and do like a little quick drawing just have fun. Like I did a short the other day. Where's that chick? I'm not gonna pull it out, but the lady ends up looking like a kind of like a ghost. Um, that was a fun drawing. Like I didn't mean for her to look like a ghost. I was just doing like a light study and stuff like that. But those are fun because those only take like 10-15 minutes to do. Usually they're under 10 minutes. I like the little bite-sized drawing exercises like that. Okay, Larry says the bear looks like he's ready to do a barrel roll. Barrel roll. Ah, yeah, he's ready to do a barrel roll. So he's got I haven't gotten to it yet. How much time do I have? I haven't gotten to his paw yet, but he has a paw coming down over this log, which I guess I should. I guess I should step this up a little bit. Let me kind of speed this up a little bit so that I can get some of these features in. I think I want his paw. I want this orange to be his paw. So a little bit longer hair on his paw. Do they call it paw? I want to say that this is a paw, like a bear paw. No, bear claw. Bear claw. Is this a paw? I don't know. Bear arm? I just finished making some delicious crab cakes with a aioli and a side of rocket salad. Currently, I am patiently waiting for my Costco rotisserie chicken to warm up in the oven. Happy days. Sounds awesome. I love those rotisserie chickens. Again, I mentioned it before. That was brilliant for them to introduce those. I want to say they did that in the last 10 years or something like that, but that's so smart. Because like most people are busy and they're too busy to cook and make a great meal and stuff like that. Just being able to stop in, pick up a rotisserie chicken. That's just whoever came up with that idea is just they deserve a medal. That's probably some guy in some boardroom or something like, hey, you know what? We should do some rotisserie chicken, and he never got credit for it. The inventor of the rotisserie chicken from Costco. He's like, yeah, you know those rotisserie chickens at Costco? I invented that. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You're a liar. I'm like, no, no, I really did. Uh, whatever. You're full of crap. Oh, furball. MJ says the pink looks good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Second Amendment right to bear arms. That's why he has the Second Amendment. Little bear claws up in here. Yeah, gotta make these white. I think there's a few of these. I don't know how many claws a bear has, but get those up in there. And then I do think I wanted to finish defining this paw. I don't want to leave it black, so let me get some blue up in here. I think this little colorful guy, I mean, he doesn't look so mean, you know? Yeah, he's got the best dishes, doesn't he, Mommy Q? Yeah, through here, absolutely. So the white down here is actually it's kind of a light blue. It's hard to see, but it's the light behind it kind of showing through. And you know, he looks he looks pretty friendly with this colorful coat. Uh, I ain't gonna lie, if I saw this bear out in the woods, I wouldn't be afraid. I think he'd be like, I think he's there to party. Like I'd be like, "Where's the party, man?" This bear looks like he's having a good time. I wouldn't imagine he's there to harm me, even though he probably is. All right, so how am I going to deal with this log? He kind of looks like he's got bird feathers. All right, so I kind of want to deal with this log just to get it in here since it's past the hour. I want to make sure that I don't forget this. How would I do this? I'll just do it this way. No, not that. Let me try. See what happens if I just kind of pencil in this log, just the top of it where the light is catching it, and see how that looks. Then maybe I'll introduce some other colors into it. But the log isn't really the focal point, so I don't know. I don't know if it deserves color like the bear does. That's looking like a log. It's a kind of a smooth log. Doesn't have any bark on it. You know how it gets out there in Yellowstone. I have not been to Yellowstone yet. I think I mentioned that before. Yeah, Cocaine Bear's. I think it's Cocaine Bear's psychedelic cousin. So like the this is LSD Bear or Mushroom Bear or something. Yeah, Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm a huge fan of the Cocaine Bear story. So, the Cocaine Bear movie with Elizabeth, it was directed by Elizabeth Banks. I don't think she was actually in it. Um, it came out recently. I think it came out last year, 2023. Um, so that whole Cocaine Bear story, even before it came out, I was totally into it because that Cocaine Bear story is actually based on a true story of something that happened, not necessarily in Kentucky. I think it was Tennessee, Georgia border, but the actual cocaine bear is in Lexington, Kentucky, like the taxidermied cocaine bear. I have pictures of myself with it. Like my avatar is actually of me hanging out with Cocaine Bear. I love Cocaine Bear, my favorite bear in the entire world. Um, so anyway, yeah. So this wouldn't be Cocaine Bear because it's too colorful, but it would definitely be LSD Bear, Acid Bear. By the way, I don't do any of these drugs. Just to let you guys know, the most I do is drink bourbon and wine and all that stuff. But I am familiar with them. I mean, not personally familiar with them. I'm just saying. I know what a psychedelic bear looks like. Throw out that disclaimer. I want to keep it kid friendly. Don't do drugs. Yeah, kind of looks like a bit of a log. Yeah, don't do drugs. Don't drink bourbon either until you're old enough, and then enjoy it in moderation. Nobody should drink or do anything excessively. A glass a day isn't going to hurt anything unless you have a problem, like some sort of medical reason why not. But a glass a day isn't going to hurt anything. It's a nice way to relax after a hard day's work. And if you drink a lot of coffee like I do, it's a good way to unwind after drinking a crap ton of coffee. Bears have hive claws. Nice. Kevin says origins in the book, the Bluegrass Conspiracy. Yeah. So what it was is I forget the full story and stuff, but apparently there was this guy who was a lawyer at first, I think, here in the Bluegrass area, and he ended up I don't know, augmenting his I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't think he quit being a lawyer, but he uh, he started running like drugs between you know I think Georgia and I don't think it was Kentucky. I think it was further up. But anyway, one day he somehow deplaned himself and face planted somewhere near Knoxville, I think, is where they found him. And his cocaine, duffel bags of cocaine, I think fell out in Georgia at the Tennessee Georgia border, in which case they found a bear. Oh, in the movie, so I don't want to spoil it or anything, but in the movie, he was a cop. I didn't know that. So in the movie, Cocaine Bear gets up to like all kinds of mischief, but in real life, obviously, Cocaine Bear ate the duffel bag of cocaine and basically had a heart attack and died instantly. There's no way that bear lived. But they found the bear at the duffel bag. He had eaten all the cocaine in the duffel bag, and basically, I think his heart exploded. But they didn't want his body to go to waste, so they taxidermied him. And for a while, he was on display at like some natural like nature park or something like that. And then somebody ended up buying him, and he made his rounds. Um, I think Waylon Jennings owned him at some point. Oh, thanks, kid. But yeah, so it's a great story. You can look it up, like the true story behind Cocaine Bear. Um, it's so much fun because like I said, Cocaine Bear actually is on display here in Lexington. Like I can go and visit him tomorrow if I wanted to, and they drag him out every now and then. Like the last time I saw him, like he's on permanent display at the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington. You can look that up if you're interested in ever visiting out here. Um, but the last time I saw him, he was actually at Comic Con. Like they dragged him out to Comic Con, and he was uh, he was on display for like the premiere of Cocaine Bear at the Kentucky Theater. It's great. Like he's lived more after he posthumously than he ever did in real life. But it's just a fun story. I know it's got cocaine in it and stuff, so it's probably not very family friendly. But there's nothing bad about it. It's just fun. It's a fun little story. It's it's a funny story that a bear ate a duffel bag of cocaine and basically his heart exploded. I don't sound very animal friendly tonight. Like I murdered a bird by accident, and I'm talking about how fun it is that a bear's heart exploded after eating a bag of cocaine. I would like to reiterate that I do love animals and that I do feel bad for all of these animals that died untimely, including the one that I accidentally killed. Yeah, Waylon Jennings owned him, and I think some other famous person in Las Vegas owned him as well. Bearland. I love the puns. All right. So now that the log's in there, I feel a little more comfortable on the time, and I can go back to putting in some of these other features. I was a little concerned because, like, we were over an hour and I hadn't gotten some of the main features in yet. For the log doesn't matter so much except for the composition of it. Like, I feel like that's a important part for that. It's a very colorful bear. So I didn't pull out a really dark green, but I feel like I need a dark green for this back part here. Maybe this, like, that's a pretty color, right? I know it doesn't really look green, but it's kind of like a blue green. Let's see how it looks on them. Can you see that? All right, a little bit too dark. So we need to go a little bit lighter than that. Let's see, how do we feel about? I think that'll work. Like I want it to be dark, but not too dark to where you can't see it. And I have a pencil sharpener, but I don't like to use it for these things. I like to use a pocket knife just because these things break easily. It is basically chalk. I love pastels. I do. I love everything about them, but they do they are somewhat difficult to sharpen. That's why it's good to have a pocket knife. And I've got a really nice pocket knife. Have you guys ever seen my pocket knife? It's like a nice little Swiss Army knife. It's got all the different things on it. I'm very happy with this pocket knife. It's a great pocket knife. That's what I recommend for sharpening your pencils. Or you can use like a razor or something like that. It's a utility knife. Have a little bit of fun carving your your pencils. And then the other thing is like after you so usually this is just a tip for those who are watching for the art. So like this is how I usually carve my pencils when I sharpen them and stuff. But say I really wanted a fine point, which I rarely ever do. Like if I really wanted a really sharp point, you could use like uh, like sandpaper and sharpen this. A lot of times when you're working with pastels, you're also working on like a sanded surface. Now I'm not doing that here. This is just simple paper, just because I'm just having some fun. Um, but pastel mat, sanded paper. I've used this technique in the past where I use like clear gesso that has like kind of a pumice in it to create a sanded surface. all of those sanded surfaces will sharpen your pencils for you as you're working with them. So it's great. This smoother paper that I'm using here will, probably wouldn't, but it is nice working with pastels from that aspect. Basically as you're working, it's sharpening your pencil for you. Um, some differences. Obviously, there are technical differences between these and colored pencils. Colored pencils are wax based. These are chalk based. Colored pencils are going to adhere to the paper a little bit better than these. But also, these are a lot easier to blend. Like if I wanted to, like I'm not really trying to do it with this particular picture, but say I wanted this to be kind of cloudy, I could just come in and kind of like wipe it with my hand, and that'll blend it well. Um, versus colored pencils where you actually have to use like a solvent or burnish it or something like that to do that kind of blending. Um, pastels are not like that. I really, really like working with pastels. It's just that a question of like, how do I ship these things? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into that. Like if I was doing a picture for like somebody local, or if I was planning on framing it and then shipping it out, I guess it wouldn't be as much of an issue. The way he's rolling the log reminds me of watching Grizz roll big boulders um, in late August above the timberline. That's cool. Need power in the chest to do both. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Kid says the bearskin rug outside the door of the coon rune in the loft area. Do you have a bearskin rug? That's cool. Um, Hater says, Jeremy, that wine glass looks posh. What are you drinking tonight? I knew somebody was going to ask me. I wish I'd written it down. It's some sort of French wine. I couldn't even pronounce it if I remembered how to like spell it or pronounce it or any of that stuff. I couldn't do it. But it is this French wine. I can look it up if you guys really care for next time. But it's good. I like it. I'm not a huge wine drinker. Um, or like I don't drink wine as much as I drink like whiskey. But I do like a good wine. I don't. I know less about what makes a good wine as I do what makes a good bourbon. Um, but I can tell you it's a dry wine. Um, it's from some French chateau. That's all I really remember. I can look it up if you guys care. Like, if you really care, like, drop a comment in the box below, and remind me, and I will let you guys know what that is. But I do recommend it if you get a hold of some. So if you want to know what kind of wine I would recommend, remind me, and I will give you the name to this one, whatever it is, whatever the French called it. Swiss Army knife is a nice touch. I lost the toothpick. Yeah, it's got all those things. So like, it's got a toothpick in it. It's got a little eyeglass um, screwdriver. It's got the tweezers. On this side, it's actually got like oh, sorry, this is the tweezers. On this side, I've never used it. It's probably the ink is probably dried out, but this is like a little ballpoint pen. I mean, it's just awesome. Um, so like I'm old enough to have remembered what MacGyver was back in the day, and ever since seeing MacGyver was like an early hero of mine. I love MacGyver. I loved how he would improvise and make these like little gadgets and stuff like that. And obviously, like he had that pocket knife, that Swiss Army pocket knife, and ever since I saw that show, like I even had the mullet back in the day, uh, like MacGyver had. I mean, I was a little kid, uh, but yeah, MacGyver was a huge influence on me when I was a kid. But anyway, ever since seeing that, I definitely had to get a pocket knife. So when I was old enough to afford my own pocket knife, I'm like, yes, I am going all out. I am getting a Swiss Army pocket knife, and I'm not gonna skimp on it. I think that's it cost me $80, close. close to 100. I don't know, but yeah, you can't skimp on pocket knives. Like I've had a bunch of pocket knives in my life, and you never know when you're going to need one, and you don't want it to fail on you. Because like, I mean, I'm not like a big survivalist. I don't spend all my time out in the woods and stuff. But when you're out in the woods and you encounter a big ass grizzly bear and it's just rainbow colored and everything, and you need to defend yourself, you're gonna want a Swiss Army pocket knife. There you go. I feel like I'm endorsing Swiss Army. Like Swiss Army knives should pay me for this endorsement that I'm giving for free on my channel. Swiss Army people, I don't, what is it? Victorinox is the name of the brand. I don't know. I don't know who would send me a check, but you guys owe me a check for endorsing your pocket knife. But no, I'm just kidding. I do love the Swiss Army pocket knife. Like there's no substitute. Basically they're the Ferrari of pocket knives. Jeremy with the mullet. Yeah, honestly, I've got some pics. How old was I? I must have been like 10 years old. I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to be MacGyver back in the day. Basically, my entire youth is me trying to be different fictional characters that I watched on TV. Uh, when when I was a little kid, it was like people like MacGyver, maybe Sherlock Holmes. As I got older, like when I was a teenager, I wanted to be Fox Mulder. Um, yeah, basically, it's just me living out my fictional fantasies that I saw on TV. This guy's looking cool. All right, so I feel like I need to get some eyes in here, but they're so small you probably wouldn't see them. So I think I just need to kind of like hint at them a little bit. Get a little half moon in here, I think, and just leave it at that. You can't really see any of the features of the eyes. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, I guess. Can't really do much about it. Love the color. Thank you, Rome. I appreciate it. Um, didn't see any bears picking berries, but they were down by the river. I I thought I saw a bear by the Rio Grande one time when I was out there, but it ended up being like just a beaver or something like that. I woke up, I heard some rustling outside my tent. I'm like, oh, there's a bear out here gonna maul us. We don't have very many interesting bears around here. I think we have some brown bears, but I mean black bears, sorry. But they're out in eastern Kentucky and probably out in the woods somewhere. There's a place called Red River Gorge, and I think there's some out there, or at least there's some signs that say there might be, but I have never seen one. So at this point, I'm just kind of like filling in some of these areas to kind of um, give it a little bit more of a form, I think, which is cool. Like kind of doing this in reverse. Like some people like to mass in different features and stuff. I feel like I kind of work in reverse sometimes. And I can't say that what I do is for the best. Like if you're actually trying to learn, uh, maybe this isn't the right way to go. But as you can see, I kind of stippled in some fur to form the bear, and now I'm kind of like chunking in some of the areas that it's catching the light and so on. When again, some people work in reverse, so like they might go off and get in some darker forms and then like add some highlights above it, which I've done as well, but I am not doing that here for some reason. But that's okay. Like I want this Technicolor bear to kind of stand out, so I'm just kind of chunking in some parts here. Now that I know where everything is, feel a lot more confident in doing some of these fill-in. The thing looks like it has everything but the kitchen sink. Gets it. If you see a Grizz, you would have to throw something else at it. Yeah, I wouldn't throw my pocket knife at a Grizz, to be honest. Um, Not gonna lie, I had a rat tail in fifth grade. Yeah, everybody had a rat tail back in the day. There's no shame in it. Rat tail, or like, I never understood what the difference was, but some people had like ducktails and rat tails. I think it had to do, at least like where I lived, I think it had to do with the thickness of your rat tail. Like if you had a rat tail and it was like wider or something, like there's some like space in between a full on mullet and a rat tail. Like I feel like a rat tail is like a small mullet. Um, and I feel like I'm a bit of an expert on mullets because, like, one, I had mullets back in the day. I don't anymore, but there is actually a mullet festival here in Kentucky. Um, so I feel like just living in Kentucky, I know a thing or two about mullets. Um, so I think a rat tail is like a thin mullet, and then like in between a rat tail and a full-on mullet, you had like a ducktail, right? I don't feel like a lot of people use that term, ducktail, but it was definitely something that the people I knew referred to as something kind of in between. And I think I had one of those. I don't think I had a rat tail. Like rat tails were too thin for me. Um, in the United States, there is a casual attitude towards carrying knives, whereas in the UK, the idea of carrying a Chevette razor for personal use is not even considered. Um, so there were places in the United States where like a blade of a certain size is outlawed. Like I want to say Massachusetts, maybe Maine, one of those M states. Um, like you can't have a like a sword in those states. Like I have a katana blade, like a ninja sword type deal, and I actually have two of those. Just because I love ninjutsu and Japanese culture and things like that. So I have two of those. I don't think you can have those in certain states. But a pocket knife. I want to say that there was a time, probably not anymore, but there was a time when these were even allowed on airplanes because like the blade itself is like less than 4 inches long. So like these you used to be able to take on an airplane. I don't think you can do that anymore. I'm not like a big travel expert or anything like that, but I would guess not since 9/11. But yeah, I don't think we have in this country a fascination with blades as much as maybe firearms. Like people do, like all those stereotypes you hear about firearms around the world, about how America is obsessed with those. Those are all true stories. People are obsessed with firearms over here for some reason. Um, so I don't think we have an obsession with blades as much as we have with firearms. Now, in my house, I actually prefer blades. Like I like, I just I don't know. I just think they're cool. You know, like I would never stab anyone. Like I might accidentally stab myself. Um, but no, they're kind of cool. Like the pocket knife has like a utilitarian kind of aspect to it. It's not for defense or anything like that. It's for opening boxes, you know, cutting things. I think I've opened a few cans of beans in my day with my pocket knife. You know, like while camping or whatever. I think I cleaned a fish with one um, once before, but I don't know. Yeah, the pocket knife, the pocket knife that we keep talking about is if we're like selling, and so we're full on selling these things here. All right, definitely Swiss Army people, you owe me money because I'm straight up selling this pocket knife now. The pocket knife has utility. You can use it for all sorts of things. I have I have like used it to cut cords. I have used it to um, like screw in like screws. I think I used it to fix my doorknob once when it was loose. There are all kinds of uses to a pocket knife that that for the discerning gentlemen and ladies, the Swiss Army pocket knife serves all sorts of uses. I'm not doing a very good job at this. All right, don't send me a paycheck. That's fine. I feel like I didn't earn it. Anyway, I do like Swiss Army pocket knives though. I've always liked them ever since MacGyver, and like I would have carried a Swiss Army pocket knife just because of MacGyver, but also they are pretty cool, and they're good quality. They won't break on you. They'll last a lifetime. I've had this for like a decade or more. I like buying things that I only have to buy once. Like my glasses. I rarely ever get new glasses. I like to buy a pair and just wear the heck out of it. Even if my eyes like change prescription or something like that, I'll get around to getting an update. But I like buying things that I just use forever. That's why my computer craps out all the time because like I've had it forever. Hate to tell you, Jeremy, but a Swiss Army knife will do nothing against a bear. But maybe you can MacGyver it and create something that will. I like that. Thanks, Lorraine. Yeah, like MacGyver would take bear spray and make a grenade out of it. That's how MacGyver worked. I loved that show. Then, of course, so many of the things that MacGyver made on that show were impractical. They really wouldn't work. Um, but like I think he jump started a car with a like a I don't know, like a paper clip one time. I don't think that would work. I think they took a like a I think they had like a think tank where in the writers' room they're like, "All right, come up with some cool idea for MacGyver to do this week," and they're like, "Well, why don't we start a car with a paperclip?" And somebody in that room, I'm pretty sure, said, "I don't think that'll work," and then somebody overruled them and said, "I don't care. That sounds awesome. We're doing it anyway." I think that's how the MacGyver show worked. I think they're like, "Well, that sounds awesome, so we're just going to do it." It's such a great show. I need to find. There's probably some place that streams that now. You can even open a wine bottle. Yep, that's got the corkscrew right there. I'm telling you, it's got everything. Look, there is here you go. Say you wanted to start a fire. Got a magnifying glass. You burn a leaf, you start a fire. It's got everything. This thing will do everything for you. For the low price of I think I spent $80 for it. There you go. Link in the description below. So I'm really just kind of reinforcing some of this fur that I made before. I'll probably call this done pretty soon because I think I don't want to overwork it. I don't want to add too much over here because this is all like in the shadow and this arrangement that I've got. I think that the light's kind of catching his fur on the forehead and some other areas. I feel like this might be a bit much. Let me see if I can kind of lift some of this up. I think this is too, yeah. And this is what I like about this stuff. You can just use one of these kneadable erasers, lift it right up, you're good to go. I like mediums that are forgiving, where the thing about pastels is I feel like you're really supposed to like you can do some fine detail with pastels, but I really feel like it shines on stuff that are meant to look drawn or impressionistic or things like that. I would love to do some landscapes with pastels. I feel like that's in the near future as well for me. Like particularly, I've got like all these earth tone colors. I kind of want to do the Taos Pueblo if you guys are familiar with that, just because I have the colors for it. But um, yeah, pastel pencils are really good for fur, but pastels in general, they're good for like landscapes and stuff. So I think I might be doing those soon. But they're meant to they're like really good for impressionistic pictures and just sketches, things like that. Kind of like like with charcoal and stuff. Some mediums are just good for certain styles. I feel like I feel like the pastels are good for like a loose kind of impressionistic. Now this isn't impressionistic, but also you could you could do like an impressionistic loose picture. I still feel like it's a little bit loose, you know. Yeah, this bear's looking cool. I like it. I keep saying bear, and then my dog's name is Bear, so she's getting all riled up. So you may notice that like I'm not like doing much with these down here. Those look fine as like little lines and stuff, but here like where there are places that kind of are clumped and stuff, and places that are catching the light and stuff, you kind of want to add a little more, a bit more reinforcement there. That's kind of how these things work. Like up here, for example, there's like little areas where these these lines kind of are thicker. You might say where the fur is thicker. Yeah, he's looking cool. Yeah, I slip and stab myself in the ankle, skinning an antelope. What? Ouch! That sounds painful. Boy, had a hard time stopping the bleeding. Learned the lesson there. Uh, yeah, it's kind of hard to stop an ankle bleeding because like there's no real pressure point for that. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Jeremy, this is my favorite dog. Thank you, MJ. That's awesome. I like it when people say that something's their favorite. That's cool. I really do like working with pastels. I'm probably going to do more of those in the future. This is good wine. I hope somebody asks. Somebody remind me in the comments to look up the name of this wine because I kind of want to order more for myself. This was a gift. Like somebody gave me this wine. I want to say my brother did. I don't remember. Maybe my dad gave it to me. I don't remember. I don't think I bought it. Such a colorful bear. Now, whenever you do a picture like this, you have to wonder, like, under what conditions would a bear actually be like this in real life? And I do think, yeah, somebody got into the mushrooms while camping or something like that. And this bear just kind of popped out of nowhere. And basically, this log used to be a person. Now, I do feel like some of those. All right, now that the bear is probably in a good spot, um, I am probably going to call this done here in a little bit just because I don't really want to overwork it. Let me kind of get a little bit of definition to this log. It looks a little less sketched. Pretty cool little bear. He looks happy, you know. Bear's really growing on you. Cool. Anyone else bought disco lights for their bedroom? I've got these little like lamp lights back here. I picked them up for Christmas one year, but they're like not really Christmassy colors, so I just kind of put them around. I don't know. You see in like these videos, that's what all the kids do. They have these like little accent lights or something. I don't know. Disco lights in the bedroom. That would be. I don't know about that. My RDC axe knife. I don't know what that is. RDC axe knife. Um, Jeremy's next response regarding his Swiss Army knife would be this: equipped with a powerful 135 horsepower engine as well. Well, as a matter of fact, no, I'm just kidding. No, it's an analog um, tool, and sometimes analog tools are fine. Just it does what it does, and it does it well. That's all. the fine folks at Swiss Army, whatever. I don't even know what the name of the company is. Is it like Switzerland? Does Switzerland make these things? I don't know. I seem to recall the name Victorinox, but I don't know if that's the brand of Swiss Army knife. Like, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I swear by them. Like, they're good quality. They're not going to break on you and stuff like that. I've had some cheap pocket knives that, don't really stand up to the test of endurance, I guess. You can take them on a couple of camping trips or something like that, and they'll work and stuff like that. But then when you need them, when you're opening that can of beans that you're going to cook over the fire, over the open flame, they just don't work for you. You don't want to be caught out in the woods with a unable to open your can of beans. That's the Swiss Army knife promise. You can always open your can of beans. I don't know. I'm channeling my inner Don Draper. Jeremy needs some purple and bear. Um, this blue is pretty close to purple. I had this purple over here. I forgot to use this purple. I actually had this purple set aside. Let me see if I can get some purple in here real quick. Yeah, maybe a little bit of purple over here. What do you guys think? Is it too late for purple? I had the purple. I'm gonna put some purple in the log. Why? Because I can do whatever I want. It's my drawing. A purple log down here. Got some purple termites growing in it. So I don't have it set up where I can show off the reference picture I'm looking at, but there's like all these like little beetle marks and stuff like that in this log. I think it's kind of cool. That's what the bear is looking for. This bear will tear you up if you met it in real life, but mostly they just eat like insects, as far as I know. Like they do pull up a like a log just to see what's under it. I like this bear. He looks pretty cool. All right, I think I am gonna call this done. Getting pretty close to it. I don't want to overdo it. I like leaving it a little bit unfinished. Let's see what else we got. Lorraine says, no, okay, Larry, but my granddaughter has fairy lights. I love fairy lights. The little tiny lights. Those are cool. The one you have is made by Victorinox. Yes. So that's who makes it. I didn't know if that was the brand or like the people who made it or whatever. But yeah, so the fine folks of Victorinox will hook you up with an excellent Swiss Army knife. Yeah, this is definitely a Victorinox. I remember that. Um, MJ says, you're too kind. Oh, I appreciate that. Never too late for purple. Yeah, I think the purple really makes the picture. Like without the purple, I don't think it would have been nice. It's nice. I do like the variations of color here. It's really cool. Um, I don't go anywhere without a P38. Well, it's a little bit bigger than a pocket knife, but to each their own. Jeremy, your burger looks amazing. Thank you very much, Larry. I appreciate that. Tom says, look at those cracks in that log. Yes, each individual crack that I put in here, I put in there especially because like I'm an awesome artist. I'm really good at that. Kid says that bear is awesome. Thank you, kid. I appreciate that. Rome Dog says, mark me down for favorite piece. Wow, you guys really like this. So I'll definitely put this up on the community tab then so that you guys can download it. So Rome Dog says that bear isn't on LSD. We are. Yes. So we're the ones who are seeing this weird bear in so many different colors and stuff like that. So we would have to be on something, not the bear itself. Versus Cocaine Bear, who was actually on the cocaine. MJ says, Jeremy, a pleasure as always seeing your talent and conversation. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oftentimes I don't know what I'm going to say. Sorry that I ramble a lot, part of it's the drinking, but I appreciate you guys being good sport about it. That boozed up bear looking for a house party looks great. Thanks, hater. P38 is a military can opener. Pretty sure P38 is a pistol. So if you're shooting open cans, that's awesome. The bear looks great, says Tom. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. I'm glad you guys like this bear. I think it turned out pretty good. Better than I thought it was going to. Like I never know when I'm doing these experiments how they're going to turn out, but I think this guy looks pretty cool. So I'm glad you guys agree with that. So, but yeah, I'll take this picture. I'll put it up on the community tab so that you guys can download it and enjoy it as much as you guys want. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This has been a great Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday. Not sure what we're going to work on. We'll have to see. And then also sometime this week, maybe early next week, I'll put together that video of me hanging out at that horse competition. Maybe I'll post a picture up on the community tab. You know what? I'm going to post a picture up on the community tab right after this so that you guys can see how awesome it is that these horses are flying in the air. So I'm going to do that tonight right after this, but I'll be back Thursday with another drawing. So, all right. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have a good one. See you guys later. Bye. Thanks.